let me tell you something you don't already. Let me tell you something you probably already know. The world ain't all sunshines and rainbows. It is a mean and cruel world out there, and it will keep beating you if you let it.
Something like that.
Yeah, something. Just paraphrasing. All right. Oh shit, you're recording. Sorry.
Death has come to your little town, Sheriff.
Does Barry Manilow know that you raid his wardrobe?
What's in the box? Say hello to my little friend! Give me the money!
Go ahead. Make my day.
What's going on, guys and gals, and welcome to Good Rill Hunting, where we hunt for the good rills so you don't have to. It's your boy Brad, got the Brett Man here, and we're winding down the Good Rill Hunting 2020 season, and we wanted to incorporate a new idea for the channel going forward, where we do a little recap towards the end of the month, kind of just going over what we watched and some of our favorite movies of the month, some of our least favorite movies of the month. Of course, this one's going to be awesome because every freaking movie on here is horror, so it's going to be a blast to talk about. So yeah, we're just going to kind of talk about how the month went and, you know, some things we had a good time with. You excited?
Dude, I'm excited / disappointed. I'm excited because there's a lot of new first-time watches I seen for the horror genre this month, but I'm also just disappointed that just this month has just flown by, and I've been having an amazing time with Good Rill Hunting 2020.
Yeah, dude, this month did go by fast. We started things off at the very beginning with Alien. I think that was the first thing I watched. I even got a little bit of a head start on October. I watched that the last day of September, as a matter of fact. But either way, ever since then, everything just freaking has been flying by, man. And I feel like, you know, I always have so many things I want to watch during the month of October. And towards the end of the month, I'm like, crap, man, I missed out on all of the things I had on my list. But either way, I mean, let's talk about it. What are some things? I got my Letterboxed here for the month. I got a list.
Yeah, so if I'm looking down a lot, that's why, guys, is I'm looking at my Letterboxd, so I could just walk you through of what I've watched and what some of the new movies that I watched too.
Exactly. So let's start off. I mean, I mean, there's still a few days left while we're recording for the month, so there's still going to be a few things I watch here probably this week, tonight, and going forward. But overall, I feel like I got 26 movies on here, which is awesome. What are some of the highlights on your end there?
Some of the highlights, which the first thing that I will easily say is the Evil Dead franchise. When
Me
we
too.
reviewed that series, that was a complete first watch, and I loved all of them.
Dude, that really set the stage for October, man. I dug it when we were. That was a good way to start the month off, for sure.
Yeah, it's just a good way for our channel to do our very first review series. That was a really good one to do.
Yeah, it's kind of like a test, sort of, so to speak, for us to go through and do. Because I mean, obviously, there's endless franchises we're going to do, but this was the first one, and it was. I think it went really well.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that. I love that franchise, and yeah, saw a couple of stinkers. I chose one day just to watch like the two worst ones you could possibly watch for this Halloween season. And that is The Seed of Chucky and Halloween Resurrection. Don't ask me why.
Why? What made you? What in the monkey blue hell made you want to watch those movies? What happened at the beginning of the month where a light bulb went off in your head and you said, you know what? I'm going to stick in the worst two movies of the freaking franchise just to get things rolling. We didn't even do slash it out for these, ladies and gentlemen. He just felt like watching them.
No, dude. Just my light bulb is a little messed up. I need to replace it, obviously, because
You get one of those LEDs.
yeah, gosh almighty. But no, I guess just what really did is just I just wanted to do something different versus like new, and just watching the same usual stuff. Like always watch Scream, always watch Conjuring for this month, which Conjuring is on my Friday watch list. I usually try to end the season on The Conjuring, so I was like, let's just throw some bad movies and maybe I might like them again. And ladies and gentlemen, I was wrong.
Well, my month wasn't quite as bad. I mean, the probably the worst movie I watched all month. Golly, man, for me it was probably Sleepy Hollow, and it's not because I think it's a horrible movie. I just thought it was incredibly boring. Like, I know there's probably some fans of it out there. I think overall people like it, but I watched it. I thought it was just kind of stale and boring. I mean, it looked good. It had good aesthetics, if you will. And Johnny Depp was nice, and they had the scenes with freaking Christopher Walken without the head riding around. He wasn't walking; he was riding, and he didn't have a head. But I thought those were good scenes. But overall, like I was just kind of waiting for it at the end, like after the first hour or so. I'm like, golly, this thing keeps going. But again, I mean, I know some people like it, but I thought it was okay. I think I gave it like a 2.5, something like that.
Gosh, I wish that was my lowest score of this season.
Yeah, I think that's the worst. I mean, so far I've had a really good month with the flicks that I've chosen. Um, anything else you didn't like?
Yeah, that's pretty much it, really. From when I'm looking, those were like the two absolute worst of them. Like my next lowest, from what I'm seeing here, it's a 3 star. So it steadies up a bit after those two terrible movies that I shall not name again until it's time to do the review series on them.
You got any? Well, see, there is another one that I didn't score very high, and I feel bad. One of our fellow followers here of the channel and a good friend of mine, Cole Loveday, if you're watching, recommended I watch freaking Haunting in Connecticut, which I saw it when it came out.
Oh, I remember that one.
Yeah, I saw it back then. I remember, okay, it was a long time ago. And then I picked it up on Vudu. I rewatched it, and I know he loves that movie. Cole does. It's one of his favorite horror movies. But here, in this case, I watched it. I didn't think it was directed very well. I like the story. I think if you get a good director in there to take the story and into a better direction, I think it has a lot of potential, and it has a lot of creepy scenes in there. But I just didn't really like. I didn't think it was the act. I don't know. I didn't really like the characters that much, and there's a lot of weird stuff happening that just kind of didn't feel like it was needed. But overall, that's probably my two lowest scored. What about you? Got any? Have you seen that one, or is it?
Yeah. It's been a long time ago. Like I'm with you. I do like the story of that movie, but just the rest of it just kind of fell flat. I'm with you. If we had like a director like a James Wan or a Mike Flanagan that did that movie, I felt like the movie could have easily gone up like 2 more.
I agree.
About
Actually,
a good star and a half.
Actually, I told Cole that. I said I think I threw him those exact same directors there. I said if one of these guys did it, I think it has a lot of potential.
Well, it's just like they're like on like the top tier of like if you need to create a creepy atmosphere and just like anything paranormal, those are your two to go to.
Yeah, I think so too. It was I mean, I liked it when they at the end where they're chopping the freaking walls down and all the bodies were coming out. That was cool. But anyway, what about, do you have any hidden gems on there that you watch for, you didn't expect it to be good, but you found it and it was maybe something smaller?
I probably wouldn't say it's smaller, but I watched original The Last House on the Left
Classic.
by
Classic.
by
Wes
the
Craven?
legendary Wes
Yeah.
Craven. Yeah, and I thought like it's like, oh crap, this is a 70s movie. I don't think I'm gonna really get into it. I was wrong. I was quickly invested and quickly just got super uncomfortable watching certain scenes, and I really had a good time with it. I liked the last act too, but the problem with that was that it was just too short. I wish they would just dragged it out, kind of like what the remake did.
Yeah, you've seen the remake as well?
Yeah, and I prefer the remake over the original.
I kind of
which
do
I think
too,
that's
actually.
a popular opinion, actually.
Yeah, I do as well. So for me, I think some of the smaller things I watched, and they're not small in a sense that not a lot of people have watched them, but they're small. I mean, they're kind of small scale. One was Hunt, which you can find on Shudder, which we recorded the Shudder episode prior to watching it, so I didn't throw that in as a recommendation, but that easily would have been in the top 5 recommendations for me.
And I have it on my watch list because I really need to watch that.
Yeah, Haunt was good. Haunt, I really liked Haunt. It, obviously it's a low budget film, and you can tell, but it like the character. I mean, I didn't have a lot of problems with it. I mean, the biggest problem would, I guess, be the characters and stuff. Like they're not, I mean, they're surface level characters, but they weren't bad. I think I gave it 3.5 stars, which I think is probably, for a movie like that, that's probably about as high as I would give. It wasn't shooting for the fences or swinging for the fences. Either way, it wasn't doing that. And I mean, it was a good low budget horror movie. It had some creepy moments. Another one was Rec. It's a Spanish movie, REC, Rec. It's actually what they read. It's what, if you've seen Quarantine, it's that's what that's what inspired Quarantine. Quarantine's pretty much a shot for shot remake, but in English, of Rec. And I watched the dub version. I picked that up on Vudu, and I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I think I gave it 3.5, something like that. Found footage flick with some, zombie stuff going on, loosely. I use that term loosely there, but it was cool. It was very creepy at times. It drug once or twice, but overall I liked it. Another one I watched, I mentioned Room in the Room in the Shudder video.
Shudder.
Yeah, and that was pretty good. I would throw that out there as a recommendation. Not bad, very interesting. And lastly, I think I have the Starry Eyes here, which is another one. It was on Shudder. I think they took it off. I think I ended up watching it on Prime. I like that one. That one was good. It was really weird as well, but it had a good story and a good lead actress in there, and a character that is, a mixed character, if you will, good guy / bad guy dynamic there.
Would it be more like an anti-hero or kind of
Sort
like
of.
a
Yeah,
anti-villain?
it's more like yeah, you just kind of have to. Well, I don't want to give anything away if you haven't seen it. So it was a good movie though. It had some really nice. The end got insane. It was crazy, but it's on Prime if you want to check her out. Are there any classics that you saw for the first time this month? We'll start with that.
Classics. Okay. Well, first off, Evil Dead.
Touche.
And then let's see what else I have here. A popular movie I saw for the first time is 13 Ghosts.
Yeah.
I watched that for the first time. An American Werewolf in London, which that movie was awesome. The practical effects in that one transformation scene.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal. It even created the category of like best practical effects.
Yeah,
like, that scene alone.
I watched that for the first time as well this month, surprisingly, and I loved it.
Yeah, it was great. It's a horror movie with comedic aspects, and they didn't go too over the top with the comedy, but it didn't also treat itself seriously either.
Yeah, the music too, man. They had great tracks in there. It was awesome. I really enjoyed it, and freaking yeah, it was good, man. I really liked that one. Just the atmosphere there and the setting and everything. Being in London, I thought that was really cool. And the ending, they had some, it was, I love how the whole end scene took place in a freaking porn theater. I'm not going to give any spoilers away necessarily, but yeah, that was interesting. With the have the porn on in the background as they were freaking ripping heads off and stuff. That was very unique.
Oh, very unique indeed. And I love the ending to that movie, so I highly suggest everyone go see that movie. And let's see here. Okay, Cujo I've seen for the first time, and that was inspired by the reviews. I see Filthy Dan, Matt Fauci, and Jason Knight when they did their reviews on them. I knew I had to check it out immediately, and I really liked it. The dog looked really great, and I feel like the breed of dog they chose, the Saint Bernard, was just excellent choice. And but yeah, I had a good time with it. I didn't think it was the best, so I gave it a 3 out of 5.
Yeah, I like Cujo. I haven't seen that one in years. Very good Stephen King adaptation there. Actually, it's very solid. Is that it on the fences with classics?
Yeah, and then of course the last one I watched for the first time ever too. Again, was The Last House on the Left, the original.
All
and
right.
Then, those all were my first time watches.
Okay, so for me, American Werewolf in London was one. Another one, I think the only other classic per se that I saw for the first time was Fright Night from back in the 80s. I really dug the heck out of that one. I thought the effects were done very well. It was a fun movie. They had some good characters in there, good comedic aspects, good throwbacks to old school Universal horror movies with the vampire and the Frankenstein guy and the werewolf and all that. And then you use the name Vincent Cushing, which was a combination of Vincent Price and Peter Cushing. Obviously the classic guys from the past. I thought that was really cool. Dug it, man. That was it was a blast of a movie, man. You get freaking what's his name in there from I forget his name, the guy that played the vampire, and he's grew up. Yeah, the girl's naked in the
Yeah.
mirror in the window, and he freaking bites her. Yeah, it was cool, man. It really it kind of gives you vibes of like, Summer of '84 and stuff like that, with the neighbor next door doing crazy stuff in the basement, with the coffin. I liked it. I had a good time.
Yeah, and just I would have included that on my list of October, but I got selfish and watched it towards the last week of September.
Yeah, it was
And that
awesome.
was my first time watch on it too, and I loved it. I think it's my favorite vampire movie I've seen to date.
Yeah, I dug it, man. It was really fun. I really enjoyed it. I think, let's see, I gave it 3.5 stars. Yeah, three and a
I,
half
I
again.
think I gave it 4 out of 5.
I could almost give it 4, maybe 3.75, somewhere in there. Four sounds pretty good. But yeah, that's it in a way of classics. What about other first time watches?
First time watches. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and throw this movie out here because right now it's at the very top of my 2020 list, and that is The Rental.
It was pretty good.
The Rental, incredible. And so pretty much quickly to sum it up, it's a story of these two couples renting a house along the beach, and just as time progresses, crazy stuff or weird, strange stuff's happening, and then they're all just getting paranoid with one another, trying to figure out what's going on. And that's all I'm just going to say. And without spoiling anything, I highly suggest it, and I gave it a 4.5 out of 5.
I really liked the villain in that one. And again, I'm not going to give anything away, but I liked the villain in that one. I thought he was pretty creepy. And I like the I'm not doing Airbnbs anymore, ladies and gentlemen. What this movie did for Airbnbs is the same thing that freaking Jaws did for the beaches. You know what I mean? This is a house. Instead of a cabin in the woods, you go to a house on a beach, and you still get some crazy stuff going on. And I'm not a fan of being there in houses like that. But I think I gave it a 4.0 out of 5, and I liked it a lot. I mean, I said the characters again. I mean, there wasn't anything. None of them were super likable, I guess, at the end of the day, but they were good. I mean, they had some more. They weren't quite surface level. There was more going on there. They were a little bit more complex. So I liked it. Yeah. Is that the last one you watched for the first time?
Yeah, it was. And the guy that I want to quickly bring up in The Rental was Dan Stevens. I'm starting to become a fan of his, like with that one. And what's the other one you recommended to me on Netflix to check out? The Guest, is that in?
The Guest. Yes.
Yes. And
yes.
which again, that was an early September watch too.
This was directed by
loved
James
him in
or
The
Dave
Guest.
Franco, by the way. The Rental
Yeah,
was.
I know. That's what I thought was really unique. Of like, I was like, "Oh, Franco's directing this movie? Like, no way it can be this good." And I was wrong.
Yeah, I really liked it. I guess most people don't. It's got a 2.8 on Letterboxd. I don't know why I liked it so much.
What The Guest?
Yeah, no, The Rental,
What does it have?
a 2.8 out of 5.
Are you guys? Come on. You kidding?
For me,
I don't know about that.
first time watches for me, I threw in, okay, obviously we both did Never a Hike in the Snow. Obviously that's obvious. We did I did Mayhem on Shudder. I love that movie. Actually, I think I gave it a 3.5, but I need to bump it up to a 4. I loved it. Samara Weaving in that movie was so entertaining. But top notch Samara Weaving. This thing put her on the map, I think. I don't know. I don't know if this came out before Babysitter. It might have came out around the same time. Babysitter might have came out first. I don't remember. But either way, she was phenomenal in this. Absolutely loved it. She was great. So was Stephen Yin. He was good too.
Stephen Yang and then Glenn from Walking Dead.
Yeah, and this was probably the first time I watched him in something outside of Walking Dead, and I thought he did a really good job of carrying the movie and the plot forward. I really enjoyed him in that movie, and it was just a blast to watch. I never got bored at any point. It's so much fun, so entertaining. Love that. Let's see.
You could just say he has an eye for talent.
You've already no, he doesn't.
Ignore it. Ignore that.
So yeah, I saw that. The Rental I watched for the first time as well. Starry Eyes we already talked about. I guess that's it. Other than the ones I've already mentioned, everything else is a repeat watch, which I'll get into those a bit. I watched freaking, aside from the ones we've already discussed and the ones you know about, I watched Lights Out again by Adam Sandberg or David Sandberg. That was good. Really loved that one. Fun, short movie, hour 20 minutes, hour 15 minutes, something like. It's really short. It's awesome, blast from start to finish. Dig that. We watched freaking Don't Breathe again. Love that movie again. It's got freaking Fede Alvarez obviously directing that one, and
Who also did the Evil Dead remake.
exactly. And I actually prefer. I think this movie's a little bit better than that. And I like freaking Jane Levy a lot in this one, as well as Stephen Lang, the blind man, who he's coming back for the sequel that they just announced. So I'm excited about that, jacked about it.
Is the main girl coming back in that one too?
I don't know. I'd have to do a little research to tell you that.
Because it would make sense for her to come back. But let's just save those thoughts. I'm sure we're going to do a video sometime in November about that.
Exactly. And so yeah, I rewatched that freaking classic. And yada 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 yada. Halloween H2O, obviously from the Slash It Out. VHS, dog. You got to watch VHS, man.
Oh gosh,
it's creepy as all get out, and I dug it, man.
No,
I think
do good at creepy.
No, you'll like it. You got to watch it. In fact, I think, and I haven't seen them since they came out. This was my first rewatch. I mean, I loved, there's a lot of freaking phenomenal directors. So you guys have probably seen it. It's an anthology of just found footage flicks, short 15, 20-minute videos, anthology. And it's got a lot of talented directors in there. Adam Wingard's in there. You got the guys who did Ready or Not, did one of them. Adam Wingard obviously is You're Next. He did one. The Ready or Not guys did one. It's very cool, and they actually they're actors in there as well at times. And they're creepy little shorts. And I like it. I do think I like the second one more. I'll have to go back and rewatch that one as well. Maybe I'll do that tonight. We'll see. But I thought that was good. And then my staples, man, my freaking staples. And I cannot wait to do a full episode on just talking about The Shining in detail. I watched that again. Mm-hmm. Such a freaking amazing movie. We'll save all my thoughts on The Shining for going forward, but it's in my top 5 favorite movies, I believe. Yeah. And I watched Dr. Sleep as well, and absolutely love that. Every time I watch, it's only my second time watching it, but I liked it probably more this time than I did the first time, and it was already one of my favorite movies from last year. It may go up in the books. Yeah, it's very good, and I think Mike Flanagan does such a good job of creating characters. Obviously, these are Stephen King characters, but he does a good job of building characters up in his movies and really providing people you care about. You see that in Hill House and Bly Manor, and you see even like his one of his first movies, I don't know if his first, but Hush. You get a freaking a deaf girl in there, a mute girl, as the main freaking protagonist of that movie, and you care about her more than you do in 90% of horror movies. Dr. Sleep, it's 2.5 hours long, give or take, and I never get bored. I love every second of it, and even the Overlook's barely in it. It's at the end, but yeah, I'm so entranced by the whole movie. I love it. And Poltergeist I watched again, and that went up a lot on the second. Actually, it's only the second time I've seen it. Watched it the first time, maybe 5-10 years ago, somewhere in that ballpark. But this time I liked it more. The first time I didn't really know what I was getting into. There's a lot of comedic elements in there, and this time I really had a good time with it. Really, really enjoyed it. I don't know if I'll watch the second or third ones. You guys let me know down below if those are any good. I've heard they weren't, but I trust you guys to keep me straightened out there. But yeah, that's about it. What else you got on there, Bert man?
He calls me Bert. What else? Before I continue on, have you seen any of the Bly Manor season yet? I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, I've seen about half of it.
What do you think so far of it? Because I want to get your intake, because I've heard a lot of mixed reviews, and I'm not understanding a lot of it.
So far, I really like it. Again, you get great characters that he builds up. But I'm still kind of early on. I might not even be the halfway point. I don't know how many
I'm
episodes.
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk too much about it. Just quickly, from this season of Blind Manor, I love the story more than what is it, Hill House
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Haunting of Hill House. But the Hill House, I still like the best, just because there's a lot more going on versus along with telling the story too. But gosh, almighty, the storytelling in Blind Manor was just freaking excellent, Brad. And you'll see what I'm talking about once you finish it about how all the story makes sense.
Woo.
Um, yeah, and also a first time watch too. And this is not a horror movie; it's just a movie that came out on Amazon Prime. And let's just say it was nice. You know what I'm talking about? High five. No, nothing. Okay. Apparently, have you seen it,
No, I have zero interest in freaking.
Borat?
Yeah, Boran, dude. The first. That's not my cup of tea.
Borat. It's Ashamaj. My name is Borat.
Yeah, that's not my cup of tea.
Hey, that's okay. I thought it was just quickly on that one. Good sequel for what it was trying to do. But I still like the original way better, and that's just all I'll say on that. But of course, some classic watches. Again, I watch Scream every October. It's my all-time favorite horror movie, so it would be a sin if I do not watch that. I rewatched The Exorcist, all-time classic.
You
Of
watched the
course,
second one?
no, I have not seen. I have not seen the second or the third one, but the third one is on my high on my watch list because I've heard nothing but great things about that film. And of course, I threw in Friday the 13th Part 1 and 2. I'm a huge, like, out of the big three, Jason Voorhees is my guy. He's my slasher. And what else? Not to try to sound childish or anything, but I rewatched all the original Scooby Doo episodes along with Scooby Doo on Zombie Island. One of my all time favorites as a kid growing up. Like a movie to watch, and it easily puts you into the Halloween spirit as well. And what else? One other all-time favorite horror movie remakes that I really loved and watched recently was Dawn of the Dead.
I like it.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead was just such a fun time, and that was the movie that I first experienced a fast zombie because I kind of like prefer my zombies to be slow, but with what Dawn of the Dead did with that remake is made me a believer in the fast zombie.
Yeah, Dawn of the Dead was pretty awesome. I like that one. I need to rewatch it myself.
Yeah, so that pretty much in a nutshell. And of course, relived Halloween H2O and watched Halloween 2018 for our Slash It Out episode. And other than that, that's pretty much all I got. And of course, recently I've watched scary movies 1 through 3.
Right on. It's a rat. No, it's a mouse. Well, if a rat goes on the inside, then it's a mouse. If a mouse goes on the outside, then it's a rat.
You just created a fact right there. And then, of course, one of my all-time favorite lines in Scary Movie. We hit a boot. Where's the foot?
Yeah. How do you wake up dead? How do you turn up missing?
Oh, God. It's just like, of course, they're not great movies, but like they're great to me because I grew up with them, and I just always have a fun time with it. Every time I just need a laugh, I'm always turned to Scary Movie.
Yeah, good times, man. So anything you want to catch before the end of the month? Goals, if you will.
Of course, just only one movie left. I was planning on doing it either the day before Halloween or on Halloween. Is The Conjuring, because and I think I've expressed on this channel before of how important that movie is to me. That's the movie that got me into the horror genre. Thanks to Brad here. Got scared shitless the first time I watched it, but absolutely love that movie. It's my second all-time favorite, and I have, again, like Scream, if I don't watch it in October, it's a sin.
Yeah, I think for me, I'd like to revisit Sinister, and hopefully I can do that here in the next couple days. Love that.
I know why.
Yeah,
Because
I
it
love
recently got voted as the scariest movie by Science.
science,
Which that
ladies
is
and gentlemen.
bullshit, by the way.
I mean, I can see why it gets your heart rate up, though. Freaking Lawnmower Man. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to rewatch that, and I'd probably catch Halloween at some point. The classic 1978 classic Halloween, and I'm kind of craving Halloween 2 as well. I might go that route, Halloween 1 and 2 combo. And Mr. Sandeman, yes. Well,
Boom, boom,
boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom, boom.
boom, 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 boom.
All right. I love. Yeah, Halloween 2, I think. And I might try to get a couple more hidden gems in. We'll see what happens. I'm probably about to watch something now and whatnot. But what are you guys watching this month? Let us know down below some of your favorite things you've watched, first-time watches, repeat visits,
Hidden gems.
hidden gems, things like that. Freaking classics you've seen for the first time. You name it. Brett, where can they tell us about those things?
Where can they tell us about it? I believe in the comments section down below. We would love to hear all of these movies and your traditions with these movies in October. And of course, if you like this video, be sure to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and of course, ring that bell, ding, 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 so you know when our next video is up and running.
Absolutely, and we would love for you to come on the joint journey of hunting good reels with us. So be sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Letterboxed, where you can find us on freaking Spotify and Apple Podcast as well.
For our longer episodes.
Absolutely. Well, again, looking forward to hearing what you guys have been watching this month.
And be good.
Boom.
I do wish we could chat longer, but I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Hasta la vista, baby.
In case I don't see ya. Good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
How many have I watched? I have watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
We're just going. We're right up at the end of the Good Reel Hunting 2020 season. So we're gonna go ahead and do like a little recap of the month and stuff like that, and kind of just throw some parties out there. And we're gonna restart all this because I'm just freaking not getting jacked right now. So all right, hold on. Mr. Sandman, yes. Bring us a dream. Boom, boom, boom. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Boom, boom, boom. Sandman, yes.
Bring me up.
That's what.